Interviewer asks, how do you prevent one team from consuming all the resources in the Kubernetes cluster? Two words: limit range and resource quota. This is part 10 of the Kubernetes series. Resource limits from day 9 are like deciding how much food each person will take. Limit range is like a rule on a wall. Nobody can take more than 2 plates. Resource quota is like total food budget of the entire floor. Once it run out, nobody gets more. So it's individual rule versus total budget. To understand more, on day 9 we set resource limit directly on the pod, but it relies on every developer remembering it. What if they forgot? That's where limit range comes in. Limit range is a namespace level policy set by the admin. It says every pod created in the namespace automatically gets default, request and limits. Developer forget, no problem. Limit range has it all covered. Think of it like a safety net. But what if 50 developers each deploy their pod and consume all the cluster memory? This is where resource quota comes in. Resource quota put a total budget on the namespace. Total CPU, total memory, total number of pods. One team cannot hog the cluster anymore. So it's basically 3 layers. Pod level limit set by the developer, limit range default set by the admin, resource quota total budget set by the admin. All 3 work together. So this is my limit range file. You can see the kind as limit range, and this set default request as CPU as 100 millicores and the memory as 64 megabytes. And default limits are being set at CPU 200 millicores and memory 128 megabytes. Any pod created without resources spec automatically get these values applied. So this is our resource quota.yml file. Resource quota caps the entire namespace. Total CPU 1 core, memory 512 megabytes, maximum pod 5. Try to create 6 pod, Kubernetes rejected immediately. Now let's apply these files. Let's apply a limit range and resource quota.yml file. So you can use demo.sh to get all your commands. And you can find all the code details from the YouTube. So we have applied our limit range.yml. Let's apply kube control, apply your resource quota.yml. So both files are applied now. Kube control describe limit range, my limit range. Okay. So, and then you can open this as kube control describe resource quota, my quota. Okay. So now can you see? This limit range shows your default request and limit. In resource quota budget shows how much is used and how much is remaining. The key takeaway is limit range is a safety net, default limits for every pod. Resource quota is the total budget, caps the entire namespace, and you use all the 3 together. So that's all about today. I hope you understand. All the code details are on YouTube community post. The link is in bio. Please check it out. Thanks. Follow for more.